And we are back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing Quad Quake, Queen Charge, LaLo. Lots and lots of fun. Sit back, buckle up, stay tuned, and enjoy the show. Okay, so before we get into the first attack, the first replay, a couple things. I am going to be doing a full video on Queen Charge LaLo for all the Town Halls 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. But for right now, I am having so much fun with this Quad Quake LaLo. I wanted to get this out there for any of the people out there who are doing LaLo but haven't really done the Quad Quake LaLo. It's pretty much the same thing. You want to try and sit there. Let's zoom in here. Let's press the play button, and we'll talk about this as it's going. You see, I start my queen over here. I got the Cocoa Loons for the queen. I got the Baby D over here. Making the funnel, getting the queen to go this way. That's the way I want her to go. Now, once the queen starts going the right way, and I know she's for sure going the right way, I open up this section over here, and you have to make sure that you get that king down to start going that way. Otherwise, if you miss that hole, you have wasted 4 spell slots on that, to open up that hole, and you'll just watch your queen just walk on by while you're sitting there. Now this, it almost got ruined because the king came back in, and every time the king comes back in, you know, you're dealing with problems because he can take the healers like he does here a little bit. But thankfully there were no ear defenses around, so I was able to recover. Poison is down for the CC, and now let's talk about the Slammer. The Slammer now is going to come in. The Queen has basically done her job. She's taken out the Queen, she's taken out the Eagles, she's taken out the CC, and now she's going around. So I dropped the Slammer in from here because the Queen could not reach that Archer Tower, and it was going to continue to shoot at her. But there's another thing that this is doing. I got the haste over here, Hound coming in with the Loons coming in behind them. But there's another thing that's going on. You want that Slammer the Slammer can be done in a couple of different ways. And I'll go into this a little more in the full LaLo video. But the Slammer can do either to protect the Queen from when she's getting to a more difficult spot, or it can be in front of the Queen to open up more real estate for her to be able to move around on the base. Or the last thing that you could do is you could just have the Slammer go away from the Queen, and the Queen goes one direction and the LaLo goes in the other direction. So I will show you, this one is more of the Slammer being in front of the Queen to open up more real estate for her, and then she basically goes on cleanup duty. But this is the end of this. This was a triple. Let me fast forward through this. I will pause the video for a second so you can see the army comp. Everybody's always asking, how can you just pause it when you see the army comp? There's the triple, there is the army comp, and let's move on to the next one. Okay, on this base over here, we're going to have this is going to be where the Queen goes one way and the LaLo is going the other way. And they're going to meet up around the top. Now, we also talked about every time you do a Queen Charge, there's different priorities for your Queen to get. So we'll go more into this when I do a full video on Queen Charge LaLo. But in this situation over here, you notice I am not going in to get the Queen. I am going in straight up the base, and I want to make sure I take out the Eagle and lure the CC. And I knew that if I start my LaLo going one way, they would not go anywhere near the Queen, and by the time they would get to the Queen, my Queen would always be there. So let's press the play button on this, and we'll talk about it as it's going. Notice the Queen is down. I got the Baby D working on the funnel on one side. I'm going to use the King over here on the other side to go that way. I'm going to zap open. Quake open. All of this stuff over here, and that's going to give the Queen access to basically everything that she needs. Where's the Quake, Abby? Put that Quake down, Abby. Put that Quake down. There's that Quake. There's that Quake. You get the Queen inside. Now, I used the Quake a little bit further over because I wanted to lure the Queen over closer to the opposing Queen. She had other ideas, and after she takes care of this Expo, she starts moving back down this way. But it wasn't a big deal. I started up my LaLo, brought in some Loons from here, Hound and Haste this way. The CC does come out. Poison Spell's going to be down for them. But the LaLo's going to go through. I'm going to drop my Slammer in over here. You want to keep your Slammer away from the ADs if possible. You could also use your slammer for like a quote-unquote, as another hound, but again, we'll deal with that once we get to the Queen Charge LaLo. There's the haste, pre-drop the haste. I got some loons in, coming on all the way on the side to make sure that you take out that last defense. You don't want your loons to backtrack. I got the slammer coming in, the slammer's working as a tank over there. Gonna drop another hound in up top in front of the AD, tanking for those loons coming in. Probably should have hasted them through, didn't haste them through, did freeze them, kept that hound alive, so I was able to get through. Now you see, you want to keep your loons away from that queen, but I knew that worst case scenario, even if my loons would go, even if my queen would have gone the other way, I was going to catch up to the queen before my loons actually got there. So this again is a triple. Let's go out and do a live one. How about that? Let's do a live attack. Do one of my 11s, whichever one's available, and let's fast forward through this and see if we can get a live triple on, well, live on video. You know what I'm saying. Let's get through this swag queen ability, and boom, done, finished. You've already seen the army comp, but there it is again. Okay, let's go out there and do it. Gotta have the music going when you attack. Gotta have that music going. We're not taking a 10, we're taking a real 11. Here's a real 11. It does have some decent loot. Let's take a quick look at this base over here. You got the queen over there. You got the CC over there. Not a great base for quad quake though. Although I could quad quake that area, and that should be able to open up some decent place for me. That's what we're gonna do. Let's do it. Bam, 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 bam. Coco Loon, Baby D, Coco Loon, healers. Make sure she's going the right way. Make sure she's going the right way. And let's drop it like it's hot. Now, you can put the king down like that next to the queen if you know that your queen is being targeted and your king is full on health, and then he's not even going to steal your healers. Getting a little bit lukey over here. Not going to have to deal with that queen, but let's rage her up before she goes down. King takes care of the queen, moving in like that. There's nothing in the CC. Let's let the queen do a little bit more work before we start this LaLo. You want to start it at about a minute 30, minute 35, minute 40, somewhere around there. But flowers are expected. Flowers are definitely expected when you're doing the LaLo. At this point, let's take a look at the sweepers. I got one sweeper that's facing down, so that is not going to be an issue in any way, shape, or form. Let's let this queen do a little bit more work over there. I do see a possibility of... Now let's let her move down. She's moving down towards that. Towards that eagle. Let's give her some rage to help her out. Get her moving. Let's drop this over here. Drop that over there. Moving around. Get that cleanup down, Avi. Avi, get the cleanup down. Bam, 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 bam. Let's pop that over there. Although the healers were tanking for the loons, but I think we got this one. Let's get some cleanup down. Where can we put this? Let's put these bad boys down right over here and right over there. And that is going to be a triple. Let's phase that queen. Hope these troops can finish up this base. 27 seconds left. Is this going to be a flower? Did I wait too long? 20 seconds. Keep it going, guys. Finish it off. That's going to be a triple. Thank you very much for hanging out to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button. If you didn't enjoy it, feel free to hit the like button anyway. Leave me a comment down below if there's anything you'd like to see. If you haven't subbed yet, make sure you hit that sub button. Make sure notifications are on. I will be putting out a full Queen Charge LaLo video. Hopefully, I'll get to that next. But until the next video, have a great day, everybody.